Hello dear students and welcome to our English class. This is English for the 11th class and today's topic is reading, and we are going to talk about some unique underwater creatures. We'll discover it later. In this lesson we'll try to predict the content of the text. We will read the text for specific information and we also speak and write about seahorses. Okay, here we have a picture. It's a kind of fish. Can you guess what is that? What do you know about it? It is a seahorse. It lives in the ocean and it is found in shallow tropical waters. In this slide again we have the seahorse. You see a picture of it, and we have some words that describe the seahorse. We have a horse-like head, tiny eyes, long pointed nose, sharp spikes, no limbs, it's got no limbs, no hands, no legs, bony plates, no scales, it's got gills, a long curved tail, you see, a long curved tail, and fins. Let's use these words to describe the seahorse. Seahorses have a horse-like head with tiny eyes and a long pointed nose. They have sharp spikes down their back and no limbs. They have bony plates, gills, and long curved tail, fins, but no scales. This is apart from the text because the text is divided into some paragraphs. Here we have only paragraph A and paragraph B, and in here we have the questions. When we deal with such an exercise, it's important to know that usually the first question is a general one, or it might be in the first paragraph. The information for the second question might be in the second paragraph, and so on. Let's look at the question. Some people are convinced that seahorses are too small and timid to survive. They are imaginary creatures. They should feature in more children's stories, or they have the ability to perform magic. Let's look at the first text for these types of choices, and it's right in here. Seahorses seem so magical. So it means that some people are convinced that seahorses are imaginary creatures. People still believe they only exist in children's stories. Next question. Scientists believe modern-day seahorses look very similar to prehistoric seahorses. B, they are able to change their body structure. C, they may be related to the chameleon. And D, they have poor eyesight. Let's look what the scientists believe. They believe that seahorses evolved at least 40 million years ago and have survived from ancient times with only very small changes in their body structure. So it means the first choice is the right answer. They look very similar to prehistoric horses. Next question, number 3. Seahorses attach themselves to seaweed and seagrass in order to eat it, using their mouths and tails. C, to stay safe in rough waters. And D, when they want to travel long distances. So why do they do that? Why do they attach themselves to seaweed? The answer lies here in the third paragraph, paragraph number C. Seahorses spend a lot of time attached to seaweed or seagrass. This helps them to avoid being swept away by strong currents. And so it goes with the third alternative, which is to stay safe in rough waters. Question number 4. Eating for seahorses is difficult as they don't have teeth. B, because it takes up a lot of time. C, it involves storing plankton in their bodies. Or D, it requires them to chew continuously. Again, we'll look for this information in these paragraphs. And it is the second alternative, to eat fairly continuously throughout the day. So they take up a lot of their time throughout the day. Okay, In this slide, we have a summary of the text, and we are going to fill in the gaps with the words that we have here. Let's do it together. Seahorses are fish with an appearance. What kind of appearance are they? Peculiar appearance, very special appearance. They have a tail. What kind of tail did they have? They have a curved tail and bony plates. They live warm waters in shallow, we said that in the beginning, they live in the shallow warm waters. They can't swim well, so what do? They attach themselves to seaweed so strong that currents won't sweep them away. They eat most of the time because they have no stomach to store food. Number 8, the male seahorse birth to babies, gives birth to babies. And number 9, the female, the eggs in the male's pouch, places the eggs in the male's pouch. Seahorses mate for life. For next time, as a homework assignment, you will have to write some sentences about seahorses. What did you know about seahorses, and what did you learn from the text? That was all for today. Thank you for your attention.